What's up, duelists? Today I've got the Edison 3 King Stun deck, but before we get into that, just a little bit of happy holidays to everyone. I've missed you guys the last week. I have not been uploading. I've been really busy with some family stuff, some life circumstances, some other stuff, but we're back now. We're back. We finally have time to record a video, and I've got a banger of a deck to show you guys. This is the classic combo. This is the King Tiger plus Burden of the Mighty. Heavy lies the crown. That's really how it goes. We've also got another king, Thunder King Ryo, and then we've also got another king, Beast King Barbaros. Now, I don't know if Beast King Barbaros is even going to be good in this deck, but he's in it because he's got king in his name. Let's be real. In the sideboard, we've got a bunch of exciting stun lockout cards like Fossil Dyna, Mask of Restrict, Royal Oppression. You guys get the idea. It's a pretty straightforward deck. You beat your opponent down, you weaken their monsters, you negate their effects, etc. We're trying Fiendish Chain. This is a card I'm not normally a fan of, but hey, we'll see how it goes. Few new things to talk about in this video. Few things to talk about in this video. One of the first things I wanted to talk about, I think, was lately there have been a couple of YouTubers, YugiTubers, whatever, who have been... Oh, pardon me, I got a cough. I'm going to mute my mic real quick, but I'll be back in like 5 seconds. Give me a second. All right, we're back. We're back. Thank you for that little break. Yeah, so there have been a couple of YugiTubers coming out recently saying that they support or do not support some individuals who are not very healthy individuals. I will say it out loud. There have been a couple of YugiTubers, a couple of people sharing their opinions on the individual Andrew Tate. And while this is maybe not something I'm an expert on, something I really want to comment on at all or feel the need to comment on, I do think that if you find yourself indoctrinated in any sort of Andrew Tate sort of pyramid scheme sort of thing, any sort of you're not a man unless you do this sort of thing, you're not a man unless you literally traffic humans sort of thing, you gotta do some self-reflecting, because that ain't it. That ain't it, honestly. It's not cool, and nobody involved in that sort of thing has a good time. I'm gonna be real. If you're the guy and you're fucking human trafficking people, you feel an immense level of guilt. I'm assuming if you have any sort of conscience and you're not actually happy because you're not actually receiving any sort of love that is genuine or real. And then on the other side of things, if you're the person getting trafficked, well, obviously I shouldn't have to explain why that sucks. So, yeah, and it's illegal for a reason. The guy's going to jail for a reason. If you guys don't think that he has been doing fucked up shit, then you are suffering from some severe brain rot. We lost the rock, paper, scissors, of course, but it's going to give me more time for this monologue. Yeah, in general, don't fuck with that shit. It's just kind of dumb. I don't know how else to put it. It's more than kind of dumb, but you know, it's easy for young guys to get indoctrinated into things, especially if you're feeling kind of lonely. So I understand it. Yeah, we're going to try to trade Doom Caliber Knight with whatever effect they've got going on. Our hand kind of sucks, but we're doing what we can. We are doing what we can. They're going to Mirror Force us. That's fine. We've got another Doom Cal. We can just Doom Cal whatever it is next turn. I'm not worried. Unless they have, like, literally Rescue Cat and a double Air Bellum, we can't really get punished here. Okay, Charge the Light Brigade. That's probably a Raikou then. Wow, okay, what the fuck? Normally you don't see Raikou with Malicious. It's not a common combination. But it looks like they are playing it. So also normally you don't see Quick Draw with Malicious. So that's like, it's not a card you commonly see in this deck. That's how I'll put it, I guess. Another set monster. Okay, that's fine. Now we do have another Doom Cal, and it was kind of our plan to Doom Caliber negate whatever their first set was. So I'm gonna continue along that plan because it's most likely to be a hamster. Oh, it's a Raikou. Okay, we'll just negate it. We'll pass. Set monster could be a Raikou, could be a whatever. I'm cool with just chilling. We can pick our worst card next turn to trade with the set monster, if it is indeed a Raikou. This matchup, Mirror Force, Torrential are gone. This Malicious is giving me some weird vibes, you know? Just some weird vibes. They have Quick Draw Dandy, so they've drawn really well here. Couple of Raikous to make sure we can't do anything. Maybe I should have set both my trap cards, but then it's like we're just losing one to a Raikou, but maybe that's okay. I figured if they had had Quick Draw Dandy, they would have gone for it last turn. Interesting they're not like having this or anything, but I guess they have Raikou to deal with Gores, so it's not that big of a deal. All right, that's going to pitch Foolish. That makes sense. Now we have a couple of options. I think the best option is to go with Banisher. This is going to force the Raikou, basically. So we'll go Banisher. We will attack the token. And then main phase 2 will set Deep Prison Bottomless. And then pass. Raikou will be forced to go after the Banisher. Drill Warrior will likely grab back another Raikou. I'm assuming. They're going to grab Dandelion. Okay, that isn't great for them, but okay, here comes Raikou. Target the Banisher. Okay, that's going to destroy that. They're going to mill 3. I feel like they should definitely grab another Raikou, but what do I know? They're playing Dark Arm too. Interesting. Okay, so it's like a dark, malicious sort of deal here. This Drill Warrior is going to fuck us up. I don't think we can actually win this, like legitimately. Unless we find our compulsory, I don't know if we can win. Because this is just going to be really hard to deal with. They're going to blind target one. They are going to hit, unfortunately, the Deep Prison. That's really annoying, but what can you do? What can you do? Yeah, that just sucks. Next turn, they can add back Dark Armed. I think we're done this game. I think we're just done. We got 50-50'd. We got Drill Warrior. What the hell is this? They have Cyber Valley? They do. Alright, it's a cool build. It's a cool build. A lot of unique tech. 1-for-1 for Cyber Valley is pretty cool. Probably playing some sort of like return, maybe. Some sort of Dark Arm return. Now, Forbidden Chalice isn't bad. It can lock the stupid Drill Warrior in play. How does this guy work? During your next standby phase, special summon this card and add. Then add. So Chalice would not stop them from adding, which is annoying. But Chalice can stop them from banishing it, which is nice. So in that case, I'm going to summon Thunder King and try to attack over the token. I think that's the best plan. Cool. That's just going to happen. We'll set this. That might be a Typhoon. I'm not exactly certain what else they could have at this point. Chalice will lock the Drill Warrior in play, and then we can DD Warrior Lady it, but we're really behind. Like, we're behind in life, we're behind in cards. We're probably going to lose this game. This is probably one of the worst matchups we could possibly run into, going second when they have, like, double Raikou. This is a fucking crazy build, but it looks like it's going to brick a lot, so we can maybe figure something out there. They're going to add back Raikou. That kind of makes sense. They're going to Heavy Storm. I'm going to chain Forbidden Chalice, target the Drill Warrior, so they can't banish it this turn. We're going to take some more damage, but they can't banish it in the next turn. We can DD Warrior Lady, get rid of it. So at the very least, very least, we'll be all right from the Drill Warrior, giving them infinite good cards. We got to take 4 or more because of the Chalice. Okay, cool. Yep, there's the Raikou, and then they're going to just pass. Wow, we found compulsory. Okay, so this is actually not bad. This is actually not bad. I think we can trade our monster for the Raikou. I think I'm going to use Thunder King to trade for the Raikou. Well, maybe that's stupid. What's in their grave? Maybe I use DD Warrior Lady to trade for their Raikou. Because I can compulsory the Drill Warrior. Maybe not. Maybe I don't care. Let's try DD Warrior Lady attack the set monster. Let's try this. And then I'll try to compulsory the Drill Warrior. I will use the effect to banish. So both will get banished, and they will mill 3. Yes. Do still mill. So they're going to mill 3. Hopefully they mill that Malicious. No, they milled a Level Eater. That's fucking annoying. Alright, we're going to set our compulsory, and we are going to pass. So we've got some options. Space Typhoon. Okay, nice. We got our +1. We're not just dead, but it's not a great situation to be in. Okay. Getting that Space Typhoon was actually really nice. Now Heavy Storm, Space Typhoon are gone. 2 Raikos are gone. Our back row is looking pretty good. They've used 2 Kaises. They definitely have a third because they're playing Level Eater and shit. Their hand probably has Gores. Let's be real. It either has Gores or it has a Monarch. I think we wait. Yeah, I think we just wait. I think we don't do anything. They probably have... Is there a chance they have second Malicious in hand? Is there a chance their hand is any sort of bricked? Maybe. I don't know. I don't really want to play any of these cards because, like, if they just have a Monarch, they'll go, like, Malicious Monarch, and then I'm just boned. So I don't really want to play either of my cards. Here comes Evil Guy. Okay. Here comes Malicious. Okay. That's chill. All of this is chill. So they have the Evil Guys in their deck. That means they're playing Stratos. So we can figure out the rest of their deck. They've got Stratos. They've got Level Eater. Okay. This is all good. It's all fine. This is Level Eater for Caius. Is this game? It's 32-42. It's not quite game. Okay. It's bad. We need to draw an out. Oh, no, it is game, right? Because Level Eater is... Yeah, 38. Okay. Dang. That sucks. Okay, whatever. We kind of got owned by a Drill Warrior that game. I'm fairly certain we were going to lose that game regardless. We got Mask of Restrict. It's going to be huge in this matchup. We got Pulling the Rug, which is probably good in this matchup. We got Royal Oppression, which is probably good in this matchup. I think all of these are like decent cards. Raiko's annoying, but what can you do besides Grand Mullet? And yeah. All right. That looks to be that. We could also bring in Fossil Dyna. This guy's pretty good. So we've got 8 cards we can bring in. What do we want to bring out? Maybe we don't bring in the second Royal Oppression. Maybe we do. I don't know. I don't think this is a Burden of the Mighty matchup. I don't think this is much of a Beast King matchup. Having that ability to have like a 3,000 monster seems kind of pointless in the face of Raiko. All of King Tiger's... All of the monsters King Tiger stops, it's going to stop without Burden, so we don't need Burden. I don't think we need the second Starlight Road if we're bringing in the second Oppression. But Starlight Road does help us protect our Floodgates. So it just depends on if we want this. I don't love Fiendish Chain. I've never been a big fan of this card, especially against decks with heavy Monarchs. So we'll side those out. Pulling the Rug is kind of similar to Fiendish Chain in that sense. Let's see how this looks. This looks okay. I kind of want to side out Brain Control too. And maybe like just bring in one of our trap cards maybe. Maybe like leave in a Fiendish Chain. Maybe leave in like whatever, Beast King or something. We could also bring in Heavy Storm. Even though we have hella traps. Never mind, that's dumb as shit. Let's just bring in Fiendish Chain. Let's leave it in. Maybe we can snipe a Raiko with it or something. Okay, hopefully this game we don't open 5 monsters and kind of get run over. Yeah, this hand looks a little bit better. For sure it looks a little bit better. We got Thunder King on the play, which is good against everything. And then we've got Bottomless Fiendish, which is good against everything. And then we'll just pass. If their start is just set Raiko, then we've got Grammel and we've got Doom Caliber Knight to sort of pressure that. So things could be a lot worse. Here comes Allure. That's fine. Their deck looks cool. Does it look good? I don't know. I feel like it looks bricky, but what do I know? There goes Level Eater. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's just fine. It doesn't have like the same longevity as the other quick draw decks. So we could technically beat it in a grind game. Like you saw it in the last game. Like they just didn't have cards like Pot of Avarice to take over. Now we know they play multiple sweepers. So our best play is to just attack into this, unfortunately. We know that their only back row is like Torrential Mirror Force. So our best play is to just attack. It's Level Eater. Yep. Makes sense. That means that their back row is probably Torrential. If I'm acting correctly. We're going to hold both our back row. There's no reason to set either of these, so we'll just pass. We are now up a card, solidly, but this Level Eater in the grave can do things. It also makes Doom Caliber Knight kind of awkward because they can just kill it randomly. But that's fine. We're going to be using Doom Caliber Knight for its effect on our turn a large percentage of the time, so it's never going to be really procced by this Level Eater. In theory, of course. Okay, they're just going to pass. Again, just representing a sweeper. We don't need to play into it. Let's go ahead and continue to pressure. Attack for 19. Let's see if they have Trag. They do not. Now we do have Royal Oppression. We could set this. They could be waiting for a big, heavy storm, but I actually think there is merit to setting Royal Oppression here. Royal Oppression will stop Evil Guy, Infernal Prodigy, which normally... Okay, yeah, they were setting up for big, heavy storm. That's really annoying, but what can you do? We saved some of our back row, and now the heavy storm is gone. And we're actually still up cards, so it's fine. Now that also does potential to be a sweeper, but we're kind of in a position where... Can we afford to attack into a Raikou here? I guess we have to. Fuck it. Yep, there's a Raikou. They're going to mill. They hit Malicious. Lucky them. Alright. That being the case, we just set Bottomless and pass. Now we are on the back foot. They got us with a heavy storm. There was a risk of that happening, but sometimes you just got to play risky. It is really unfortunate that they hit Malicious too, because that means we can't commit another monster here. Here comes Sangan. That is fine. Man. Okay. Interesting. So they have Torrential Tribute. Like, for sure, for sure. I'll just set Doom Caliber, set Deep Prison, and pass. This is a bad situation to be in. I think this matchup is fucking terrible. We didn't draw King Tiger ever either, which is really unlucky. Because I feel like King Tiger just destroys this deck. Like, they can't do anything about it. Besides, obviously, Raikou or whatever. Plus, our opponent is drawing like a god, which helps too. Milling this. You know, actually hitting the heavy storm when it matters. So, there's that. I will deprison this Sangan. I don't really want it to exist in my world. Okay, yeah. That's cool too. Let's see what they've got. Do they have Solemn too? We'll chain Bottomless to that. Do they have Solemn? Yeah, alright. GG's. GG's. Well earned, buddy. Well earned. Dude, we got fucking sacked that game. Alright, let's take a look at this deck. I think it's legit. I think it's legit, but I think some of the cards that we were drawing like a lot of, like DD Warrior Lady, we could cut one. I think we just need more like stuff and less of this garbage. We couldn't play into back row. That was like really annoying. Maybe I need to mainboard the Breakers and not mainboard the Doom Cal. Doom Cal felt really slow. Doom Cal kind of conflicts with the King Tigers too, so I'm not really happy about it. I think we need to mainboard Breaker. I think that's actually something our deck could benefit a lot from. And then I think we need to add another spell card or something. Like maybe just, Ah, fuck. Why does it do that? When you set as default, it reverts it back to the last save. That's so annoying, man. Why does it do that? Yeah, I was not super sold on the Doom Cals. I didn't think they looked that good. Banisher looked okay, actually. Banisher looked like something we might want to do. But maybe not, I don't know. Fossil Dyna looked okay. How does this deck get card advantage? If you don't draw King Tiger Wanghu, you don't really have a great way to get card advantage with this deck. Is there a way we can get card advantage? Maybe Legacy Yatagrasu is a way we can get a card advantage. I really fucking hate Fiendish Chain. I think this card's ass. We'll go double Legacy, and then we'll go... What's another way to generate card advantage? The real hard-hitting questions. Let's try Dekoichi. Just random ways to pick up some +1s here or there. Then in the sideboard, we'll add some Noblemen. Raikou annoying, so we'll get some Noblemen. We could honestly include Noblemen of Extermination too, because back row looks to be a problem. But I think with the Breakers in the main, we should be okay. So let's just try this. Let's just try this. I think the Doom Caliber overlaps with the other cards in our deck. Like, Doom Caliber negating a Raikou is essentially the same as me just attacking the Raikou with any other monster in my deck. So why am I playing Doom Caliber Knight over just another monster that has more utility, like Breaker? Whereas Breaker, I can summon it, I can pop a back row, and then I can attack a Raikou, and I can actually get a +1. Whereas with Doom Caliber Knight, it's never going to be a +1 into the back row or the Raikou or whatever. Okay, where were we? Pick Scissors. Alright, I'm going to pick Rock now. Okay, I'm going to pick Rock again. Nice. Okay. I think my mentality with this deck is cured now. I have a better, clearer understanding of what I'm going to be doing now. Okay. Opening hand, we got that Legacy, so that's pretty cool. We've also got Burden of the Mighty, which is pretty cool here too. I think the best plan going first is to set Deep Prison, set Legacy. And then maybe even set the DD Warrior Lady. Or summon it. Let's summon it, and then I'll pass. I can always Deep Prison something. This gets our only monster down in play underneath Bottomless Trap Hole. So now they can't Bottomless my DD Warrior Lady. And my Call of the Haunted, if they kill the DD Warrior Lady with like a Smashing Ground or whatever, I can Call of the Haunted it. So the Call of the Haunted actually has utility here as well. Okay, here comes Witch of the Black Rose. This is going to activate. So we're playing against Monster Mash. This is an interesting matchup. If we can draw King Tiger Wanghu, then it's going to be really, really good in this matchup. Otherwise, I don't think it's going to be that good. I'm going to Deep Prison here. I just want to keep this guy out of play. I want to keep my only monster in circulation. If I can draw another monster here, applying 2 monsters worth of pressure is going to be really good. Solemn is not the best draw, but it's not the worst either. Let's just send 1,500. They do not have Tragger Gores. I'll set Bottomless. I will set Call. I will set Solemn. And I will activate Burden of the Mighty. There's some argument to not setting the Call of the Haunted, but I can always activate Legacy if I need to. I might have even... Actually, maybe I should have activated Legacy there. Just to draw into another monster. Here comes Machina Gear Frame. So, that's fine. That doesn't do anything. That can't attack over DD Warrior Lady, thanks to Burden of the Mighty. Machina Fortress will just walk into Bottomless, I believe. Yep, it's 1,800 under Burden, so they're going to pitch Cyber Valley, special summon Machina Fortress. I will activate Bottomless Trap Hole. That will banish their Machina Fortress. Okay. No problem. And they're just going to pass. Cool. Nice. Ooh, Beast King's a good one. That's some good pressure. Plus, with Call of the Haunted, it's a 3,000 recurring later. I'm going to normal summon it, and I'm just going to start attacking. This is going to be 500 damage, and then 1,500, so it's 2,000 total. It's like a decent amount of damage here, actually. Putting on some serious pressure. Plus, we've got Solemn Judgment to sort of secure everything. I like it. I like where we're at. I think the changes to the build are good. I think the Legacy of Yatagarasu is a good change. That set monster's got to be Raikou, right? It's just got to be. Okay. So how do we trick them? First things first, let's use our Legacy. Because if we draw a monster, we're going to want to summon it. Yep, we did. Okay. So let's normal summon Thunder King. Now we attack with Thunder King because that's the best monster to have in play. And if it's like Hamster or some shit, Thunder King can get over it, whereas DD Warrior Lady cannot. Raikou's going to target something. We shall see. Think on target. Yeah, it's probably got to target the Beast King, so they take the least amount of damage, but it could also target the DD Warrior Lady. If they target the Beast King, we actually have game, which is really nice. Oh, they're going to hit it back row. That's a little disconcerting. Okay. We'll go 1,500 here. And 1,900 here. So they're comfortable dropping to 1,100. Despite... I'm surprised they didn't pop the Thunder King then, because the Thunder King's a guaranteed negate. We're going to hold the second birdie. I saw the little birdies, and I was like, Birdie of the Mighty. Now, Burden, we're going to hold the second Burden, because if they have Heavy Storm, then obviously we're going to get owned. And we only need one Burden to really secure our position here between DD Warrior Lady and the two 1,900 attackers, and Thunder King being able to negate a special summon. We should be good on taking everything on. Here comes Chaos Sorcerer. This will be a Thunder King negate from us. Now they could have Cyber Elton to clear the board. That is one of the things they could do. Nah, they're just going to have a monster. Okay, we're going to draw. And we drew a normal summon. I think that should just be that. We'll Call the Haunted, target Thunder King. And then normal summon King Tiger. and attack with the DD Warrior Lady. And that should be that. Alright, cool. Nice. Monster Mash. We've got Fossil Dino. We've got Royal Oppression. Did they have a lot of stuff for pulling the rug? They had Machina Gear Frame. They had Raikos. So Nobleman is a consideration. I think these three are a good start. The Oppression and the two Fossil Dinos. I don't think we need multiple Starlight Roads. I don't know about Forbidden Chalice so much. Brain Control seems good. I like that we have the Cyber Dragons. They're going to be good. Dekoichi might be a little bit slow going second, so we'll side that out. Banisher looks to be like a solid choice here. Breaker's obviously trash. I feel like Breaker is going to have no application here at all. So we'll cut those, and we'll actually bring in a Nobleman to hedge against stupid Raiko. We could also bring in Smashing Ground to help deal with a Resolved Machina Fortress, but they could always just equip the Gear Frame. So how am I looking to deal with that? Probably just Deprison, Compulsory, Royal Oppression, that type of thing. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. I don't really want to have to deal with it once it's resolved because they can equip the Gear Frame, and then Smashing Grounding is a not very effective way. So we did draw Knock, but we didn't draw any monsters. We are a little bit monster light now because I think we sided out 2 Breakers and Dekoichi, and then we only brought in 2 monsters. They have a good start. This is actually a really good start, especially against our hand. Our hand does nothing here. That being said, this is a tuner, so if I draw a monster, I can brain control it. I can attack with both, and then I can make a Stardust Dragon post board, or post battle phase or whatever, which is nice. Okay. Let's go ahead and brain control. Let's do the same thing, but unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to make anything too cool. We're just gonna be able to make a Black Rose Dragon, but it's still fine. We can always blow up Gores if we need to post board or main phase 2. They hit Machina Gear Frame, which is really annoying. But okay, so we can synchro with these 2 into Black Rose. Then we can set 4. And we can actually Call of the Haunted. Well, I don't know if I want to Call of the Haunted Banisher in the draw phase. I think we don't Call of the Haunted yet. I was thinking we could Call of the Haunted in the draw phase, but there's no real reason to do that. Good thing we've got that Knock. Solemn is a great draw. We'll go ahead and Nobleman their card. Nice. Hitting a Treeborn Frog. Alright. Let's just hit with the Black Rose. Let's see if they have Gores. If they saved the Gores, I mean, that's really good. Looks like they did not. We'll set the Solemn and we'll pass. I think we should be good here. I'm not really sure what could do it, but that's fine. How does this work? Yeah, I could Forbidden Chalice this, hit over it for 2,000. That could work. I can also just force it. Let's do that. Yep. They'll draw an extra card. Then main phase 2. We can set the Chalice and pass. Maybe there was an argument to Chalicing and then going for Call of the Haunted and going for game because they didn't have Gores last turn, but these types of decks can play Battle Fader, and I feel like spending all those cards is kind of silly. Okay, here comes Gear Frame. That's totally fine. This will grab the Fortress, but we do have Bottomless Trap Hole for that, wherever that is. And we should be good. Unless they have, like, double Fortress, but whatever. They're just going to go to discard. That can't be right? We're going to discard 2 Darks, setting up for a Dark Arm Dragon. Alright. Well. So this is 600 here, and then Chalice plus the Banisher should be game. So we'll go Battle Phase, attack this. They take 600. They lose their guy. Yep. And then we'll go Call of the Haunted. Target Banisher. Special summon this guy out. And then we will actually damage step. Activate Forbidden Chalice. Target Banisher for game. Nice. GG's. Cool. So the changes we made, they didn't really come up. But we did draw a little bit better, and the Legacy of Yugioh seemed pretty good, so I'm down to run it back for another game. What else did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, RBET scheduling. So due to some life stuff, I cannot announce the scheduling today, but the schedule will come out soon. The schedule for RBET over the next year will come out very, very soon. I also am going to be announcing an OLT, a 2023 official ladder tournament for the Really Big Yu-Gi-Oh! Discord. Why does this guy have 47 cards in his deck? Like, do you need 47 cards in your deck? Alright. We finally opened King Tiger. Finally. We also opened Thunder King. I think it's better to lead on Thunder King. And then we'll set Royal Oppression and pass. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So there's going to be an official ladder tournament. So if you haven't already participated in ladder matches in the Really Big Yu-Gi-Oh! Discord, definitely check that out. And then there's going to be at least 2 RBETs online. I think 2 or 3 are online. And then there's going to be at least 1 in person. Okay, here comes this. We're just going to oppression the shit out of this because I don't want to deal with Caius. So we're just going to negate both. Yeah. So, yeah. 1 for the quick draw, 1 for the tokens. And then we'll take our nice little +2. Is our opponent lagging or something? I don't know if they are lagging. They might have been looking up if I can do that. I definitely can because the Dandelion would activate in a separate chain. Alright. No need to play into a sweeper. Let's just send. Cool. Main phase 2. Fuck it. I'll activate Burden. Try to tempt a heavy storm here. I don't think we need to set Forbidden Chalice. If they have Raikou, we can still play it from hand, so it's not a big deal. I don't think we need to tempt a sweeper either. We have our card advantage. Let's just apply the pressure that we have. If they have Torrential, if they have Bottomless, if they have whatever else, then we'll just use this Thunder King to win through it. Oh, that is really tempting. Still, again, they haven't played a monster. They're representing Torrential Tribute. No reason to really go for it quite yet. We can just win with the Thunder King in play. We have the position. They have to act. You get the idea. They're going to have to spend a card to answer this Thunder King. And if they don't, then we're going to be able to play further cards into their stuff. Yep, there's the monster that they're going to set. There's another back row. Okay. Interesting. We picked up another Thunder King. That's not bad. It's legit not bad. I think we're going to go for Breaker the Magical Warrior. And just hope it's not Torrential plus, like, Dandy or something. One counter, in response to the counter. Okay. Gonna Treacherous Trap Hole my 2 monsters. That's not what I was expecting, but similar type of sweeper. Alright, that means this set is probably like a Raikou or some shit. I'll just set Chalice and pass. If they try to Raikou pop Oppression, then I'll just negate the Raikou with the Chalice. They're going to go grab a Charger. They're playing 47 cards with Treacherous Trap Hole. That's interesting. Wonder why. I wonder what this deck is. They also were able to open Quick Draw Dandy. Wish I could open that consistently. That'd be fire. In general, though, I think they have to have a Monarch, right? Like, they have to have a Monarch. Otherwise, why would they go for the Quick Draw Dandy into Thunder King? Yeah, they just have to have a Monarch. That's the only thing that makes sense. So I think we're going to see a Monarch. I think that's what we're going to see. Burden of the Mighty does a good job of nerfing Monarchs. Makes them a lot weaker. We've got Forbidden Chalice to stop Raikou into Monarch. So they'll go Raikou, try to pop Oppression. Maybe we Chalice it. Then they go Monarch, pop the Oppression, and then... Maybe they don't pop the Oppression. Maybe they pop the Burden at that point. So maybe we should save the Chalice. If they Raikou target Oppression, we let that happen. And then we save the Chalice. Because Burden of the Mighty is actually the card we need to keep around into the Monarch, not Royal Oppression. So if they flip Raikou, target Royal Oppression, then yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I think that's if this is a Raikou and they flip it and target Royal Oppression, then yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Cool. If they sack a Dandelion for a Monarch, we won't be able to Oppression the 2 tokens. It is Sangan. Wow. Okay. Here's Ryza. What is Ryza going to target, though? Yeah, and they're going to target this back row. I'm actually going to let that resolve. I don't mind drawing Chalice next turn. I don't mind. Saying it's going to search, that's fine. Here comes another Dandy. Interesting. Heavy Storm. Okay. Interesting. Are we dead here? Do they have another Quick Draw Dandy? They do. Wow. Okay. We might be dead. They make Nitro Warrior and they have a spell. We lose, I think, right? No, they're just making Drill. Okay. I think we're fucked. Let me think here. We're not in a good spot. We're not just dead, but we're actually just dead. Is there a way we can kill them at least? No, I don't think so. They're playing frog shit too? Alright. Damn, dude, I wish I could draw double Quick Draw, double Dandy, Treacherous Heavy Storm in 47. That'd be fucking awesome. Okay, hold up. What's our plan here? I don't think we have a plan. I think we're just dead. Right? If we go Beast King attack the token, they go Drill Warrior, get back, whatever. We take 1200. We can't really do anything, though. That's the issue. Do we have to represent Mirror Force? If we represent Mirror Force, then what can they get back? They just get back like Sangan or something? We can summon Cyber Dragon too. That's something that I hadn't considered. They don't have a machine, do they? Oh, they have Quick Draw. Okay, that's it's kind of bad, but it is a way we can make something happen. Okay, let's go with it. Let's go Cyber Dragon, and let's go with, I think, King Tiger, actually. And then we'll go Battle Phase, King Tiger attack the token, main phase 2, set the Forbidden Chalice, and pass. So this will prevent them from like Quick Draw contact fusing, because King Tiger will stop that, main 1. And then if they want to attack through Cyber Dragon, they're going to have to attack through it while it's pumped by Forbidden Chalice. So they're going to lose whatever they attack with. And then we have 2 monsters in play to potentially crack back, but it's not good if they just get back something like Dupe Frog and then Turtle Up. Like, we're actually just going to be suffering here for a second. So this adds back whatever. This hasn't been an interesting game. I think we've drawn pretty monster heavy, which is unfortunate. We've only drawn 2 real back row. And maybe I should have summoned Thunder King early on. Or not Thunder King, King Tiger. all one effect. Yeah. So if it comes back, you add back something. Yeah. It's just all one effect. It all happens. If I had Royal Oppression, it'd be face up. Like I would have flipped it like fucking 18 million years ago. So yeah. They can add back. I'm not sure what they're gonna add back. It's probably gonna be Dewfrog if they take long enough to think about it. Oh, they're gonna get Dandy. Okay. That's curious. That's really curious. Now what do I do? Maybe they realize they can try and lethal us. Problematic, perhaps. But I don't think there's really anything we can do. Dude, come on. Yeah, we're just dead no matter how we approach this, I think, right? Right, if we chalice our Cyber Dragon, we die. So we have to chalice the King Tiger. And then we drop to 1500. I'm not sure if there's anything we can draw. Or drop to 100, we lose 1500. Oh, this should be banished, actually. He says, lol, okay. Interesting. So he's going to attack both monsters. He drew really fucking well. Holy shit. Okay, Drill's going to pitch Dandy. And then... What? Dude. This is such a bad play. Can I just top deck Brain Control, please? Can I just have it this one time, Universe? Universe, one time. Hear me out. Hear me out. Can I please just top deck Brain Control one time? Never fucking lucky, man. Whatever. Alright. This guy deserved to lose that game. That was really bad. But what can you do? Alright, we'll bring in Pulling the Rug. Seems pretty good here. Royal Oppression. Doesn't seem as good. Dyna seems really good, though. I think these four is probably good. He doesn't have any trap cards, so Breaker can come out. Space Typhoon can come out. Starlight Rogue can probably stay. Decoichi. Is this a burden matchup? Kinda. But I don't think we need multiples. I think we just need the one. Alright, this looks fine. Yeah, this looks fine. It's just a matter of which, if we want knock. We could side knock. Maybe we're not on like Beast King vibes. We're on like knock vibes. I liked bringing in the one knock the last time we had it, but Beast King is just strong. I don't know. This looks fine. Maybe Beast King's better than Cyber Dragon, actually. We could side out one of the Cyber Dragons. Yeah, this looks decent. Deep Prison versus Monarchs. How do I like that? Probably less than knock, maybe. Yeah, let's just try this. We could also have a Mask of Restrict. Yo, that might actually be lit. Over a Chalice. Alright. Whatever. This is a bunch of random shit. Hopefully it works. We'll try it. Their deck looks like a bunch of random shit too, so we shall see. Alright, Thunder King, TD Warrior Lady. It's a combo. So we'll summon Thunder King. Set Bottomless, set Deep Prison, and be good to go. Let's see if they can draw Heavy Storm in 47, 2 games in a row. Let's see if they're that good. This should shut off the majority of their deck, plus the DD Warrior Ladies. So, pretty happy about that. Now, if they just set a monster, then we might be in the camp of, like, attacking it in case it's Raikou, and then we can just summon another King Tiger the next turn. But the chances of it being Raikou versus the chances of it being a frog monster is actually worse, so I'm going to go with DD Warrior Lady. DD Warrior Lady attack the set. Yep, exactly. And then This is going to banish. And then this is going to be 1700 direct. This does stop Battle Fader. It won't stop Gorse Trag, but whatever, you know. Set the Starlight Road, and now we're insured from Heavy Storm as well. So, pretty good setup. They didn't shuffle their hand, so if they set this card right here on the far left, then we will know to play around something like Raikou. If they do set a different card, then we'll go with DD Warrior Lady, because it's likely just another 2000 defender. Okay, they shuffled their hand, so they realized their mistake. Mask of Restrict is good. Alright, fuck it. We ball. Let's go DD Warrior Lady. They thought for a really long time it's probably just another 2000 defender. Card Trooper. That's fine. They can have that. You can have this draw. I don't even care. I'll attack for 1700. Main phase 2. Set Mask of Restrict. We should be good to win this one. I don't think there's really anything that could go that wrong. We've got Starlight Road for Treacherous or Heavy Storm. We've got Mask of Restrict for Brain Control Monarch shit. Sets another monster. That's totally fine. Now we've got our own Brain Control too, which is very nice. I'll summon the other King Tiger. We'll go DD Warrior Lady attack. Honestly, sure. You can have the search with Sangan. That doesn't search anything that really matters. Because we're going to deal at least 1700 here, and then Brain Control should be good to win us the game. They're going to search Substitute. That does not matter. Yep, 3400, main phase 2. Pass the turn. We're going to maybe activate this. Stand by. Yeah, we'll activate Mask of Restrict. So they're going to Typhoon the Mask of Restrict. Sure. Now what? Literally now what? Okay. Yeah, that's right. Mask of Restrict seems a little bit better upon seeing what they've got, but also they've got something like Card Trooper, which makes me kind of want Cyber Dragon a little bit more. Cyber Dragon can also attack over the 2000 defenders that their deck is kind of chocked full of. King Tiger was insane that game. Just drawing King Tiger against decks like this is like, lol. Nice. Cyber Dragon might be legit. Might even be more legit than Royal Oppression. I'm not even sure. So I kind of don't want to draw multiples of this. I kind of do want Mask of Restricts, but like drawing multiples of it is kind of shit. So let's bring in one, and then we'll do Cyber Dragon over Beast King, because this can eat Card Trooper and it can also run over the 2000 guys. And then I could also try Grammel, but Grammel doesn't really combo well with King Tiger. I like Grammel more when we're siding out the King Tigers. So, yeah, not too worried there. It's just if we want the second mask. I think we kind of do. They got Substitute. They got at least Rise of Caius. They've got Enemy Controller. So that's at least 4 cards that Mask of Restrict is stopping. If they have Lone Fire Blossom, it also stops that. If they have, I don't know, whatever else, it just stops those cards. So I think it's pretty good. It's probably better than, I don't know, Compulsory. Compulsory doesn't seem that useful. That being said, I mean, Mask of Restrict going second is not an answer to things. Compulsory is probably better than Chalice, too. So we'll leave in Compulsory there. We do need a way to deal with Drill Warrior. I mean, we have the Dynas, we have Oppression, right? But fuck it, let's just try this. Hopefully this is good enough. It's kind of a random assortment of cards, but I've tried to minimize the amount of like dead draws that we have in multiples and whatnot. Our hand last game was really, really good. Hopefully we just get something similar. That'd be nice. They're not going to consistently see Heavy Storm in a deck like this. Yeah, this hand's good. It's genuinely good. So that should be good for us. Let's see what they've got. King Tiger is so huge in this matchup. Okay. Very nice. Very, very nice, actually. We'll go with the King Tiger. We'll go with the Nobleman. It's Dandelion. That doesn't matter, but cool. Attack for 17. Hopefully they don't have Gores. I don't think they have Gores because they said Dandy. It says bro 1 Gores. I have my question. Why does it say 1 Gores? 1 Gores? Yeah, 1 Gores. And 47. Lol. Pass the turn. Gotta disrespect the opponent a little bit. Gotta let him know. I maybe should have saved the knock. But it would have been annoying if they had a 2000 defender into Monarch and I was forced to solemn it. It would have been annoying. Let's be real. Let's be real. Alright, set monster. Let's see what it is. Thunder King attacks first. It is a 2000 defender. Okay, cool. We got 100 life points. And then we got set Royal Oppression, and we got a pass. Eventually we'll find something to clear this. DD Warrior Lady, whatever. Eventually. Says anything. Main one is good. Checking for Mask of Restrict. Probably going to go for the Monarch play now. Now, we do have Solemn for the Monarch play. But it is annoying. Cold Wave? Oh, that complicates things. Let's Solemn that. Yeah, I can't really afford Cold Wave into Monarch. That would be bad for us. Blind Space Typhoon. That's going to hit Royal Oppression. That's fine. That is the worst of our 2 back rows remaining. Here comes the Monarch. Morbius. This is also fine because our back row were worse than our monsters here. So that's going to happen. We're going to lose our Call of the Haunted, but that's fine. We still have King Tiger, Thunder King. And now we have Deep Prison as well. So pretty stoked to just go for the big swings. Let's see if they drew their 1 Gores in 49. Looks like they did not. We're going to set Deep Prison and pass. Morbius is a cool one here. That's a cool tech. It did a little bit of work, but it was ironically just worse than another Monarch because answering the monsters is what they needed to do. They don't really have a way to answer the monsters efficiently. Dekoichi is actually pretty good. If this is another 2000 defender, then we can get into sort of a stalemate situation. Yep, looks like it is. We can set Dekoichi and then at least start drawing an extra card next turn. Get 2 draws. So it's actually a pretty good draw. If they sack for another Monarch, they're going to have to pick between Thunder King and King Tiger, and then Deep Prison will answer it, and then we'll just win. That being said, they could just target the back row, but then they get blown out by another bottomless. So I don't think they're going to do that. That could be their Treacherous Trap Hole. I could see that being the case. And 1? Question mark. What? What does ARD mean? Okay, cool. I'll flip summon this guy, activate the effect, draw a card. That's a pretty good one. I think we'll just set it and pass. So now this is live for Treacherous or Heavy Storm, which is good. I don't know what their back row could be. It could be enemy controller. Another set monster. What did they mean by this? Fuck it. I think we attack it, actually. I think we attack it with Thunder King. I think we just kind of see what's up with that set monster. Treacherous Trap Hole. target King Tiger and Thunder King. So we're going to activate Starlight Road. And that should be the game. I think we just win here. Go 2 damage. You can't. Yeah. Stardust is summon. Chilling 2. Yeah, you can't Torrential here. He says you're just better. Yeah. Yeah, should have Torrential last turn, actually. Probably. GG's. GG's. Brutal. That was a good game. That was a good game. Our deck did what it wanted to do, which was summon King Tiger Wanghu. I think he got a little greedy not Torrentialing our monsters. Like, if he just Torrentialed us on the last turn, he could have maybe had a chance. I kind of want to see what he had set to kind of figure out exactly what he was thinking about. All right, we'll go to game 3. So game 1, I think we got owned, right? Was game 1 the one we got owned where he just drew insane? Yeah. Yeah, game 1 was the one we got owned. Next game, we had a really good start. Plus, we were going first. We had the double King Tiger. This guy is such a house in these matchups. Like, they just can't play. Look at his hand. Look at his hand. What can you do about this? You can just do nothing. You just do nothing. Summon DD Warrior Lady. Attack the set monster. We take 500. Banish, banish. Attack for 17. Set. Draws Treeborn Frog. So, yeah, like, literally, he can't even play the game. This is so good in this matchup. Okay. So this happens. Summon DD Warrior Lady. Again, we just don't care. We just run it over. They draw a card, whatever. Insane that he has multiple trap cards alongside Treacherous Trap Hole. And also insane that he would leave Trap Dust Shoot in against the stun deck. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. Okay. Looks like the Mask of Restrict would have been good at shutting off the Lone Fires. We don't need to watch the rest of this game. We know how it plays out. Game 3 was the one I was curious about. So game 3, we go second, right? Let's analyze our play a little bit here. So from the opponent, they start off with a set Dandelion. Now, the reason I don't love set Dandelion from the opponent, even though it's okay, is that, I don't know. Maybe it's okay. I do like getting Treeborn in the grave as soon as possible, but if I do something like summon a Banisher, I mean, either way, summon Banisher is really fucking bad for you. Either way. Dandelion gives you a little bit higher of a chance that you'll be able to resolve your Monarch next turn. But, yeah, also, you have a second Dandelion, whereas Swap Frog, if you draw another water, it actually becomes a tribute fodder for your Morbius, like a quick tribute. Okay, I like this play from the opponent. Our play was, of course, summon King Tiger and then knock. Couldn't really afford to attack into a 2,000 defender. We would have been forced to Solemn a Monarch. It would have been an awkward spot to be in, especially when, you know, you like your Solemn Judgment to trade for something like a sweeper when you want to set multiple back rows and whatnot. So I summon the King Tiger. I knock the set monster. Also, if it's Raikou, it wouldn't have been as bad because I do have Call, but it's still nice to just clear the set monster here, I think. We don't have anything for Gores, but they're playing 47 cards. So what are the chances they draw the Gores, right? It's 1 in 47. It's significantly less. It's actually like 20% less of a chance that they have the Gores here than they do in a 40-card deck. So I'm down to run those chances. He sets the Debris Dragon, so he did find a 2,000 defender. Oh, he had one all along. But yeah, he sets the Debris Dragon here. Can't really play any of these other cards. One of the cards he could have played is maybe Sangin to try and search something out. Try to search out maybe like a way to out the King Tiger if he has one. I feel like these decks could tech a DD Warrior Lady as a way to out to King Tiger. King Tiger is pretty good right now, I think. I think it's pretty good against the Frog Hero deck. I think it's pretty good against all the Diva decks, the zombie decks. And I actually think it's pretty good against these quick draw decks too that are popping up in the rise of all the zombie decks. Now, it's not the best against Blackwings. It's not the best against Flamvel, but Blackwings are kind of on a decline lately. We've seen a lot more Frog Hero as opposed to Blackwings. Okay. Also, King Tiger's fucking pretty solid against fairies. So, it's a good card. I think it's a legit slept-on card in this metagame. All right, so we draw Royal Oppression. Now, one thing that they have to keep in mind is Royal Oppression is the card we set the most recently. So, What does that mean? We summon Thunder King, we attack with Thunder King, we take 100. This does suck, but it's whatever. They pick up Cold Wave. So they're trying to Cold Wave more BSS, which is legit busted. But because we used our knock, we're able to save the Solemn for the Sweeper, which is what we were able to do. Yep, we Solemn the Cold Wave. Now they have a chance to blind Typhoon something. I think they make a big mistake here. I set 3 cards in my first 3. Well, yes, Solemn Judgment does protect me from Heavy Storm. It is more likely that one of the first 2 is Starlight Road, because I set 3. Than this one over here. This new set is less likely to be Starlight Road. That's just how it goes. They're going to go for Typhoon on the new set. I think that's a little bit of a mistake. I think they should have Typhooned one of the older sets. Had they hit the bottomless trap hole, they actually probably would have won the game. So I think that them Typhooning the wrong back row here gave them a 0% chance to win, or a less percentage chance to win. I think that one of the first 2 back row is more likely to be Starlight Road or bottomless trap hole. They summon Morbius. They target the first 2. We chain bottomless. There goes that. We attack with both. We set D-Prison. Now they don't have Treeborn Frog in the grave, but that's not really going to matter here. They drew another 2,000 Defender. They can just set it and chill. We attack it. We take 100. We set the Dekoichi. We pass. They draw Torrential. Okay. So here's a big decision point, right? This is a new back row. They don't know what it is. We're going to flip Dekoichi. We're going to try to draw a card here. We pick up Starlight Road. Now we've drawn the Starlight Road. They didn't Torrential. There really is no reason not to. I guess if we have another like King Tiger or something, it's pretty bad for them. But if we don't, they just take over the game and win. We're pretty low. They could just beat us to death with like these guys. Either that or they could just... This is one plan, right? The first plan is Torrential right now, and then hope to take over with like Sangan, search quick draw, make a Drill Warrior on low resource. That's plan number 1. Plan number 2 is ignore this and just be like, okay, and just let it happen. I set a back row, they draw Treacherous, they set it, and they set the Sangan. Okay, so mistake number 1 is setting Sangan while I have Thunder King in play. All I have to do is just attack the Sangan. That forces you to activate Treacherous Trap Hole. And then if I have Starlight Road, you immediately lose the game. So I don't think you set the Sangan here. I actually don't think you set anything here. I think you just set the Treacherous Trap Hole and pass. I can't get over Debris Dragon unless I summon a bigger monster. And if I summon a bigger monster, you can then Torrential Tribute. That's fine. This is why you don't play Treacherous Trap Hole with other trap cards. You get awkward situations. Another thing you could do is you could Treacherous Trap Hole, play around Starlight Road, target your own Sangan, target the Thunder King. That's not a bad play, because you're going to get the Sangan search that way, and you're going to play around Starlight Road as well. So I actually think that our opponent misplayed here on like several accounts. Definitely could have Treacherous Trap Hole, targeted their own Sangan. They kind of want the Sangan to die, right? Like they want to find quick draw. They actually don't even... Yeah, they have to target the Thunder King, or else they can't get the search. It is a little awkward. They don't get out both the King Tiger and the Thunder King, but they are getting a little greedy into Starlight Road. That being said, they haven't really played around Starlight Road the entire game, so I don't really know why they would start doing it now, or maybe they just don't care. I don't get it. We tap with Thunder King. They go for Treacherous Trap Hole. They could have just like chilled though, because like I can never act into Debris Dragon without summoning another monster into Torrential. So they never really had to commit any of this stuff at all. They could have just chilled out till they found a Monarch, and then they would have been fine. So here comes the Starlight Road. Stardust is summoned. They can't Torrential. And then, yeah, that would have been the game, because they lose the Sangan. They don't get a search. Stardust attacks over Debris Dragon. And then we attack for 31, so that's just lethal damage. They don't get a search for, like, Battle Fader or anything. So, yeah, it's just game. Interesting game. A lot of stuff to think about. I think the opponent had the lines to win this game. They had the lines, but they weren't intuitive lines. They weren't lines that were obvious. You had to actually think for a second. You had to actually try to play around certain back row. You had to actually try to read me in order to win this game. If they had tried to read me to win this game, they had 2 opportunities. They had the Mobius targeting the The Space Typhoon before the Mobius targeting one of the initial sets was a little bit better. I think that would have given them a better chance. And then I think also either Treacherous, target their own Sangan, target Thunder King, or don't set the Sangan and just chill behind Debris Dragon Torrential forever. So I think they had lines that gave them a winning chance in this game, and they just didn't go for it. They got impatient. They got greedy. They didn't try to account for the back row that I could potentially have, bottomless Starlight Road, that kind of thing. They played into everything, and because I was able to get the maximum value out of my cards, I was able to pretty easily beat them. So, yeah, interesting game. Good stuff. Good video back. I think this is a solid one after about a week off. It's been a while. I had a few people message me like saying like, "Oh, are you all right?" I'm doing all right. I just been busy with life, man. Sometimes other things take precedent, but big RBET announcements coming soon. Big stuff coming soon. Definitely follow me on Twitter at E3yugioh. Definitely stay tuned here. I'll be announcing RBET stuff very soon. Most of it will be regarding the first IRL RBET, but also some online ones as well. So see you guys in the near future. Peace.